From the creator of the Laguerre RSI that I explored in an earlier video, the Reflex indicator is another novel addition to any trader's toolbox. Developed by John Ehlers, the Reflex is essentially a detrended momentum oscillator that greatly reduces lag. According to Ehlers, the market data structure consists of a cycle superimposed on a trend. By default, 20 periods is used for the cycle length, although the indicator is not particularly sensitive to this parameter. The Reflex calculations are not for the faint of heart. If you're hardcore enough, you can peruse them on your own time. I'll focus on the Reflex application in this video. Here's the 20-period Reflex indicator plotted in MT4. It is unbounded, with 0 acting as the neutral level. I've included a 20-period RSI for comparison, which oscillates between 0 and 100. The chart here is spot gold in October 2023, when a strong rally occurred. Notice that the RSI stays in bullish territory, above 50, for pretty much the entire period. On the other hand, because the Reflex removes the trend component, the indicator hovers around the 0 line. Let's focus on this pullback here. Notice how the Reflex reacts much faster than the RSI, showing that Ehlers indeed succeeded in minimizing lag, which according to him is the most desirable characteristic of an indicator. For these reasons, the Reflex is great at quickly identifying turning points, which brings us to the entry conditions. I will go long when the 20-period Reflex changes direction upwards, and short when it changes direction downwards. If you're a channel regular, you'll know I'm a fan of using StrategyQuant's custom templates, which is a cool way to leverage the efficiency of its genetic algorithm while preserving your trading idea. Now we input it to the builder and run it on 1 hour gold. As usual, remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you want this unmonetized channel to survive. Here's one of my favorite strategies. Oh well, the random placeholder was populated by none other than the RSI. In addition to the Reflex condition, we want the 20-period RSI of high prices to be rising. Buy stops are placed at the day's closing price 3 days ago, together with an ATR-based stop loss and profit target, and a 50-bar time stop. Conditions are symmetrical on the short side. No issues except that the RSI now uses low prices instead of the high. I don't think prices should be flipped in this manner, but if the performance is fine, I usually just leave it. Here's how long trade pans out. By toggling the data window, you can see the Reflex has turned up, and the RSI is rising. The trade eventually hits its profit target. And here's a short. Once again, the Reflex quickly catches this turning point, and with the RSI falling, a sell stop is placed at the previous Friday's close. No problems with the MT4 equity curve, which shows good agreement with the one from StrategyQuant. The different price sources and backtest engine will create some differences, but a robust strategy should have no problem. With 5 years of out-of-sample testing, the return over drawdown of 17 and stagnation of only 241 days are pretty good for a single strategy over a 10-year test. If you want shorter stagnations, I suggest trading a diverse portfolio of strategies or markets, as opposed to over-optimization or the worst of all, martingale trading. With a 2% of capital risk per trade, instead of the fixed 0.01 lots used previously, the strategy generates a nice 18% return per year, with a maximum drawdown of 16%. With different position sizing applied, you can expect performance metrics to differ slightly. If your strategy begins to underperform after your account has grown substantially after a long run-up, metrics will tend to be skewed to the downside because more capital is now risked per trade. A cursory glance at the trade analysis shows an even number of long and short trades. When rate for longs is 52% and 48% for shorts, and longs contributed 60% of the total profits. Not too imbalanced in my opinion, so I'm fine that the logic wasn't flipped optimally. For more trend-following strategies, check out the playlist at the top right. To learn more about custom templates, check the QQE strategy at the bottom.